Let us pray. Most magnificent God, the reason why we worship is because it's you. You've done so much for us. You know, we really aren't deserving of all the goodness and the wonderful things that you have given us. So we thank you for your mercy and your grace. We ask you now, dear God, in the season of winter, that you give us warmth in our heart, put on fire our souls, and help us spring forth with life in spite of whatever is around us. For people see you through us, and help us to be able to shine forth the light of your Son. Amen. One of the things is that when I talk with David about this Sunday, one of the things that came without going through a long explanation is that he wanted me to speak from my heart a little bit. And that's kind of difficult sometimes. I'm a very emotional person. People know that. You need to know that I'll cry at the drop of a hat. It's just who I am. But you know, the thing for me is, when I just think and I look back on my life and what God is doing, and why God has called me here right now, and I just think about the sacrifices of so many people that have paved the way for a European American church to call an African American family to serve as its pastor. And I just think about the lives that were sacrificed. I think about the hatred that still exists. And I think about the ability to hold on to a dream, no matter how dark it is. I can't imagine what it's like, because people know I make no bones about it. I'm very competitive. I hate to lose anything. Dell will tell you that if we're playing Uno, we'll play until the sun comes up till I win. Competitive. I have a long time to think about, my energy and things, and I can't imagine what it must have been like to be passive when people were putting fire hoses on you, to go by, see trees when they talked about strange fruit, hanging lives, lynched because of the color of their skin. I think about when we drove down south, you couldn't go to some of the bathrooms. And why my daddy told me, "Come here, boy, you stay close to me." Think about what's happened since 1960. In 64, we were 3/5 of a people at one time in this nation. We weren't even a whole person. And I think about the sacrifices and how now the young people don't even give a dang about voting. In 60, we didn't even have the right. It didn't come up. The voting rights didn't happen until the middle 60s. That's in my lifetime. That's in your lifetime. And I look at these things. I look at the things that happen in this nation and in this world. And I look to see that, first of all, this nation could never elect a black man if just black people voted for him. It had to be us as a people to do it. Civil rights movement would never have been successful if it had just been about black people. It was us as a family of God, that said, we will not tolerate this. We are equal in God's eyes. So hold on to that dream. Hold on to this dream that one day there will be a place where at 11 o'clock on Sunday, the most segregated time in the United States of America, 11 o'clock on Sunday, the most segregated time in America, where we will come together and look past skin and see Jesus. That's who we are. Play games if you want to. Talk about me if you want to. But don't underestimate what God is doing in our lives. We are the embodiment of the dream. Do you dream and see this entire sanctuary filled? Can you see young and old and black and white and yellow and brown all worshiping together as one? Can you see us no longer being associated with somewhere where they put sugar and dough together and call it Crest Bakery, a church across from Crest Bakery? But that we will be that church where, isn't there a bakery across from Akron? What's the name of that church? Trinity United Church of Christ? What's your dream? What do you dream for this church? What do you dream that God will do in your life to make a difference? I put those two scriptures out. For you see, even David had to comment about it. Interpretation. You couldn't interpret this. Bad things were happening. A lot of weight on interpreting dreams. I would ask Dale, baby, what did you dream? And she could come up and tell us, because I'm telling you, if Dale dreams, take it to the bank. It is done. If I dream it, keep your money in your pocket. But see, the thing for me is over 221, you looked it up, over 221 references to dreams and vision in the Bible. The importance of dreaming. For in that dream of the Old Testament, Daniel became the ruler over the province of Babylon. And it was from there that people were able to see the importance of worshiping the God. The God who, as the king said, truly your God is the God of gods, the Lord of kings, and the revealer of secrets. For through that trial, through that opportunity to interpret, he put a man over a kingdom, over a province, who wasn't like them. Don't miss that. Who wasn't one of them. He was someone different. And put them as ruler because of the dream. And then we hear in the New Testament where the angel came to Joseph and said, look, man, don't get rid of this woman. Because don't forget, he was thinking about doing what? Getting rid of her. Divorcing her. But he said no. And three things happened. He listened to the angel. And that's where he got the name what? Jesus. Don't miss that. For the prophecy called him Emmanuel, God with us. It was through the angel, through that dream, where he then said his name will be called Jesus. The importance of dreams. So here are these 3 points. Point 1. Have a dream. I asked you right now, what is your dream? There should not be a hesitation in your voice. You should know instantly what your dream is. We must have a dream. I don't know what your dream is, but you and I must have a dream. You must have a dream for yourself, for your family, for your church, for this world. You must hold on to a dream. But don't get caught up in not making dreams come true. Because you can dream your life away. You can sit back and relax, and all you do is just dream, and life will pass you by. But you need to, once you get that dream, you have that dream, you must work. Work for that dream to make your dream of what? A reality. It wasn't just Martin Luther King that had a dream of freedom. Don't miss that. It wasn't Fannie Lou Hamer that had a dream. Don't miss that. It wasn't Rosa Parks that had a dream. Don't miss that. It wasn't Rabbi Schultz who had a dream. Don't miss that. It was the slave that was on that block that dreamed one day, I would be free. It was a church that stood up and said slavery is wrong. And it was the United Church of Christ that ordained Lemuel, who became the first African American ordained clergy. We were. We need to be proud of who we are. We are the embodiment of the dream. We must have a dream. Have a dream. Dream your dreams. And as Dale has told me oftentimes, do not eat a bowl of collard greens the night before you go to sleep, because you will have nightmares, not dreams. Dream dreams. When I ask you, what is your dream, you should tell me just like that. Point 2. Have a dream that promotes, uplifts the kingdom of heaven on earth. Have a dream that promotes and uplifts the kingdom of heaven on earth. Oh, I dream of a big house. Now I dream of a house with heat. Don't dream selfish dreams. Dream a dream that will transform the kingdom of heaven to be a kingdom of heaven here on earth. We have in this nation the power to eradicate hunger. There is no reason why anybody in the United States should go to bed hungry. We have the power to do that. When the angel came to Joseph, it said, God is with you. The fulfillment of prophecy. Prophecy says, Emmanuel, God is with us. With us is the Christ. Turn to your neighbor. Within me is the Christ. Within you is the Christ. We can make a difference. We can transform this. I look at all the great work we're doing for this community. I look at what TNC is doing. I look and see what Great Food for All is doing. I see what we're doing. But there is no reason we should be the one and only church of about 20 in this city making a difference. We can make this thing happen in the United States, where we can dream that no child will go to bed hungry. We can make it happen if we but dream it. But our dreams must be global. We must understand we got to get past the thing. Yes, everybody here knows that I am going to have a 911 Carrera convertible, and it's going to be white. And then you go, there's that speeding Reverend again. Yes, that's me. That's a dream I have. But that's not the dream. The dream I have is to be able to be used by God, to be able to pastor this church to the point where these pews are filled and we have a second service because we have so many people here. Look at what I'm putting my wife through to make this dream happen. It ain't easy being married to me. And the drive, in seriousness, the drive that we had to make back and forth. treacherous the drive has been sometimes. But God saw us through safely because I am holding on to this dream. What's your dream for this church? What's your dream for this nation? Hold on to a dream that promotes the kingdom. Third point and last. Have a dream that exceeds your expectations. Have a dream that exceeds your expectations. Wow. I can really dream big. Have a dream that exceeds your expectations. Do you realize that one day someone said, yes, you can be president, only if you're white? That dream is now no longer. The dream now is that anyone can be president. And think about the dream that the Israelite nation had. That they dreamed that they would have what? A Messiah. 2,000 years later, the strongest force in this world is the power of the rising sun. Hold on to a dream that exceeds your expectations. Hold on to a dream that we can transform this world. Hold on to a dream that greater is He that is in me than he that is in this world. Hold on to a dream. And hold on to the dream that says one day this world will be able to judge people not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Hold on to a dream that says that Jesus Christ is Lord. Hold on to a dream that says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And hold on to a dream that one day at 11 o'clock on Sunday, it will no longer be the most segregated hour in this nation. What are you dreaming of?